First here tonight at 5, the story that's been breaking all day. Athletes and mafia families arrested by the FBI, including NBA player and former Louisville Cardinal Terry Rozier. Hello, everybody. I'm Doug Proffitt.
And I'm Connie Leonard. This was part of a massive federal gambling and fraud investigation. The FBI says Rozier, former Cleveland Cavaliers player and coach Damon Jones, and Portland Trail Blazers head coach Chauncey Billups are all accused in two separate but connected schemes, one involving illegal sports betting, the other rigged poker games.
Prosecutors say Rozier and Jones allegedly passed inside NBA information to gamblers who used it to place unlawful bets, while Billups and others altered shuffling machines to cheat players out of millions.
Your winning streak has ended. Your luck has run out.
Rozier's longtime lawyer, James Trusty, issuing a statement earlier today saying the FBI wanted a perp walk when arresting Rozier. The statement also denied any wrongdoing by the former Louisville player. Trusty went on to say, quote, Terry was cleared by the NBA, and these prosecutors revived that non-case. Terry is not a gambler, but he is not afraid of a fight, and he looks forward to winning this fight.
And earlier today, the NBA released a statement saying, quote, Terry Rozier and Chauncey Billups are being placed on immediate leave from their teams, and we will continue to cooperate with the relevant authorities. We take all these allegations with the utmost seriousness, and the integrity of our game remains our top priority.
And continuing coverage for you right now with our own sports director, Ken Spencer. You know, it's important to note these allegations don't reach back to when Rozier played for Louisville, but he's still so well known around here, Kent. I had people coming up to me today and say, what about this Terry Rozier case?
It is a little surprising. Just, you know, you can go back to when you knew Terry Rozier at Louisville. When Rozier committed to Louisville, he was considered a nice pickup, but he wasn't a star. In fact, Anton Gill, if you remember him, was considered the biggest get in that recruiting class for Rick Pitino. Rozier arrived at Louisville the year after the Cards won the 2013 national championship. He spent just 2 years in college with the Cards. The first year, he averaged 7 points a game. His second, he became a star, leading the Cards in scoring, averaging 17 points a game. And that was a team with Montrezl Harrell on the roster. After that season, Rozier declared for the 2015 NBA draft, where he was selected 16th overall by the Boston Celtics. Now, interacting with Rozier in the Cards locker room after games, his personality was warm, open, came off as a really good kid, a really good teammate, a player Rick Pitino really seemed to enjoy coaching.
All right. Where do you think this goes from here? I mean, this seems like they said they arrested like 30 people today in this investigation. Well,
it's kind of one of those things where you're just going to have to let the authorities play out to see where it goes. Obviously, Terry Rozier and his attorney have spoken out saying no wrongdoing was done in this case. It's kind of one of those situations where you're just going to have to let the process play out.
All right. Okay. Thanks, Kent, for that history and perspective. 3 civilians and a Lexington airport police officer today receiving the highest honor from KSP that they can receive for saving a state trooper's life after he was shot this summer. Those 4 people ran toward the trooper moments after he was shot in the leg while conducting a routine traffic stop near the Bluegrass Airport in Lexington.
Well, it happened this summer. KSP today released body cam footage showing the trooper before that shooting.
Our Conroy Deluche is here now, and photojournalist Jessica Farley today are walking us through the quick actions to save his life. Conroy?
The 4 who received the citations for meritorious achievement were Jimmy Alexander, his wife Jessica Alexander, daughter Taylor Hall, and Officer Adam Arnold. You'll see others in some portions of the footage from that day as they try to rescue the trooper and save his life. But those 4 are recognized for putting themselves in a dangerous situation to save his life.
This incident is a perfect example of a traffic stop that went horribly wrong. Trooper Emilian followed protocol that day.
Go ahead and put your hand on the steering wheel for me.
And he did everything right.
Go ahead and put your hand on the steering wheel for me.
But even so,
Do you have a social?
He was met with the unknown.
After he was shot in the leg, Trooper Jude Remillion scrambled away into a nearby field for cover. Shortly after, you can see as the truck's driver jumped out with his hands up while the identified suspect ran to the front and drove away.
While the gunman displayed disregard for the lives of others on that fateful day through evil acts.
The driver stayed behind to help.
He needs another tourniquet.
Soon, joined by a man, 2 trained nurses, and an airport police officer, all jumping into action.
It has renewed our faith in humanity and the good that is throughout our communities in Kentucky.
I think my wife bailed out of the car before I could even get it stopped.
They stepped up, they stepped in, and they helped save a life. Our job is to do good things, to be kind to each other, and because of the actions of these individuals, this life's going to be a lot longer, so we can do a lot more good.
And this was actually the first time the 4 of them had seen the trooper in person since that day. Now, Governor Andy Beshear and Lieutenant Governor Jacqueline Coleman were also on hand for the ceremony, with Coleman pointing out what happened after the video stopped. KSP says that suspect who shot the trooper went on to steal a different car in Lexington and later opened fire inside a church, killing 72-year-old Beverly Gum and 32-year-old Christina Combs and injuring 2 others. During a standoff, 3 Lexington police officers shot at the suspect, killing him. The case remains under investigation. With photojournalist Jessica Farley, Conrad DeLuche, WHAS11, on your side.
To our weather now. Tonight, we do have a weather impact alert for Kentuckiana because we are expecting the chilliest night and morning we've had so far this season. You can see every county in Kentuckiana, including in a freeze warning tonight. That does not mean all of us will drop down below freezing, but that means enough of us, especially the outlying areas outside of the Louisville metro, will likely get close to that freezing mark. Otherwise, expect widespread frost with temperatures in the mid-30s by early tomorrow morning. So your hometown forecast for tonight, 37 is what I'm going for the Louisville International Airport. As we know, that runs a little bit warmer than the outlying areas there, but you can see 30s all across the board. Once again, this is the chilliest we have been since late spring. Current temperatures across Kentuckiana, upper 50s, lower 60s, very similar to this time yesterday. Not quite as windy as it has been, but we still have a breeze and thankfully abundant sunshine there. So for this evening, expect clear skies. And of course, once that sun sets, that really allows those temperatures to plummet as those winds continue to decrease. Now, heading into this weekend, we'll have more clouds around. That's ahead of a more active forecast. Next week, we'll talk about those rain chances coming up in our 7-day forecast.
Look for that. More local news coming up right here tonight at 5. Thank you, Mallory. A former Manual High School teacher here in Louisville, federally charged with distributing child sex abuse material, appeared in court today. Federal court today. 51-year-old Brian Hines, a former theater teacher with WHAS at Manual, is accused of distributing material to an undercover law enforcement officer back in August. There were no victims identified at Manual High School. This case is being investigated by the FBI and LMPD. If convicted, Hines faces between 5 and 40 years in prison. And a man from Prospect, you see him right here, Michael Booth, pleaded not guilty in court today on multiple child sex abuse charges after a child exploitation investigation. 39-year-old Michael David Booth is charged with possessing and distributing material portraying sexual performance for minors under 12 and minors over 12. According to the court documents, the investigation traced the material to a Kik social media account connected to Booth. An IP account was also allegedly linked to Booth's Norton Commons home. He has several social media accounts where he is known as Mr. Crafty Pants. His bond was set at $100,000 cash today. More top stories for you. It's day 23 of the federal government shutdown, and now a Louisville clinic that serves low-income patients is speaking out about the battle over affordable health care in America at the moment.
WHS 11's Alexander Goldberg and senior photojournalist Alyssa Newton have that story.
For the most part, community health centers have bipartisan support. I've never seen anything like this.
A federal shakeup about affordable health care has caused a federal shutdown, and a Louisville clinic for low-income patients is worried.
It really is a recipe for disaster.
CEO of Family Health Centers in Louisville, Bart Irwin, says he worries what will happen if Obamacare, the Affordable Care Act, isn't renewed. especially the tax credits Democrats in Congress are pushing for.
We'll be seeing more uninsured patients. We see about 25% uninsured, which is about 10,000 people a year. So that will just add to that burden.
During the Biden administration, there were tax incentives to purchase insurance through subsidies that are about to expire. Irwin warns of increasing premiums if that happens.
It's likely they'll increase at least $100 a month in their insurance. And these are folks that, are for the most part, not wealthy individuals.
Speaker of the House Republican Mike Johnson telling CNN Republicans have ideas on how to bring down the cost of health care and increase quality and access of care.
We have plenty of time to do it. It was always going to be done at the last quarter of the year, and that's what we're waiting on, and that's why we need the Democrats in the Senate to stop this crazy gambit, do the right thing, and reopen the government.
Democratic Representative Morgan McGarvey did a walkthrough of the Family Health Center's clinic on Thursday.
If more and more people are losing their health insurance because Donald Trump is refusing to extend those tax credits for health care, then you're going to see even more people come here, but those people also aren't going to have an ability to pay. And it's going to stretch the resources really thin throughout our community.
Irwin says they take over 40,000 patients a year, and taking any more would be a challenge. And losing even 10% of their Medicaid population could mean staff layoffs. The debate over affordable health care is at the center of this government shutdown, and the question over the future of these tax credits still linger for patients and providers. In Louisville, Alexandra Goldberg, WHAS11, on your side.
Irwin says about 95% of patients who visit family health centers are in poverty, and he says he's also concerned about changes to Medicaid work requirements that will go into effect in January of 2027.
Well, this afternoon, the interim Jefferson County Clerk David Yates detailed the special election for the state Senate seat that he's actually giving up to be the interim clerk. It's going to be the special election for residents of Senate District 37. That's a large stretch of southwest Jefferson County. Yates talked about the voting locations, timelines for the election on Tuesday, December 16th, and voter registration information. He says they are providing as many voting options as possible so that there is no excuse to get out to vote.
Your voice matters. Your participation is so crucial to our democracy and in shaping your community. We're all one community. The more people that participate, the stronger voice we have. And we'll do everything we can to help ease that and make it accessible.
Again, the election for registered voters in that district only. The special election for state Senate, Kentucky's 37th district, is on Tuesday, December 16th this year. There will be 8 voting centers across that part of southwest Jefferson County, again available within the district.
Be patient. That's the message from Indiana Governor Mike Braun on redistricting efforts in the state. Now hitting a wall with a lack of support from Republicans. Well, now a former governor is weighing in.
Here's a check of today's Kentucky Lottery jackpots. Mega Millions, $680 million. Powerball, $344 million.
The Kentucky Lottery, funding education for over 1 million Kentucky students.